What's up everyone, some guy here with another Alliance War video. Season 24, one number 2, we are versing against Ida 16. I don't think we've versed him before. This one is a bit of a mismatch. I believe they were Plat 3 last season. But anyway, going on Path 5 here, we have this Hitmonkey on Ebb and Flow Knockdown. I will be using Nick Fury. I loved using Nick Fury because his SP1 puts a Disorient debuff on him and also counts as a knockdown. So most of the time, the SP1 will just, with the Disorient debuff, will just cancel out the protection and the Ebb and Flow knockdown node from shutting it down and coming back up, as long as you don't knock him down again. So that's what my plan is, throwing my SP1 here, hoping the Disorient debuff and the knockdown will disable the node, and it does. So from here on, it's a very simple Hitmonkey fight. As long as you don't knock him down again, he won't trigger his passive abilities. Just bait out his SP1s and it should be game over. I was hoping this SP1 will kill him, but it doesn't quite kill him. It almost does. So I kind of played it safe. I just wanted to push him to an SP1 and bait it out again, and then just kill him from there. Played it too safe, I think. Alright, moving on to the next fight here, we have this Darkhawk on Ebb and Flow Knockdown and Heavy Hitter. I will be using Magneto. I think this is first time using Magneto in Season War. Pretty excited. He's a very fun champ against all Metal champs. The plan is basically just parry and heavy until I get to an SP3 and build up my prowesses. I'm hoping for like a 40 prowess or so. That should be more than enough to kill him, at least a 5-star, I believe. I wasn't too worried about pushing him to an SP2. I think since he's magnetized, it reduces his ability accuracy and his all of his basically abilities. So I wasn't worried about missing or anything, although I feel like sometimes it can happen. But yeah, not too bad. Alright, so I got my 40 prowesses here, ready to do my SP3. This one is kind of overkill, and probably could have done it with less prowesses, but better safe than sorry, right? Alright, moving on to section 2 here, we have this Elsa Bloodstone. I wasn't sure if she was running suicides or not, mainly why I'm using Magneto, since he's a mutant champion. Wouldn't have to worry about if she's running suicides or not. She is on Ebb and Flow Intercept. She's not a metal champ, but I still decided to use Magneto anyway. His bleeds should still be able to do some damage to her, especially with the SP3. Plan is just to build up to my SP3 and try and get an intercept in to shut down the protection node, and then throw my SP3 for the big damage. That's the initial plan, at least. So I was able to get a nice intercept here and to shut down the protection, but then I was like, I only have 5 prowesses. I want to build up more prowesses before I throw my SP3. So I do that. The SP3 doesn't do too much damage, but I'm hoping the bleed will do a good amount of damage, especially the bleed at the end. However, I forget about the passive Fury timer from Ebb and Flow Intercept, so the Fury is gone and the protection comes back, and it actually purified all the bleeds, so I wasn't able to get that big bleed damage at the end. So I think going forward, I will probably have to build up my prowesses first and then intercept to shut down the protection and just throw my SP3 right away. I'm not sure exactly what the timer is for the passive fury. I forgot to read about it, but I'm hoping that way the bleed will last till the end before the passive fury disappears. I'm not too good of a fight at the very end here, just because I'm kind of getting cornered and I'm not doing much damage since the protection node is still up. I'm trying to bait her SP1s. It gets pretty slow at the end. Probably should have just kept doing my heavies to build up to another SP3. But since she's already pretty low on health, I was able to get a nice intercept in and drop my SP2 and finish the fight from there. And going to the next fight here, we have this Silver Surfer on Ebb and Flow Intercept and Redouble Determination. It's a very standard Doom fight. I'm just going to be cycling Doom's SP3s and Doom Cycle for this guy. It was kind of a sketchy phase there. I accidentally hit into it and didn't wait long enough for it to end. But I didn't get punished for it, luckily. Basically, build him to an SP2, use my SP1 to power drain it and get my aura up. That way I can steal more power from him. Just get myself to an SP3 and Silver Surfer to about like an SP2. That's the ideal cycle here. I don't want him to throw his SP2 just because he can push, his SP2 can push you back pretty far, and I kind of want to gain my ground here, so I just want to bait it out his SP1 and go from there. I was able to get to his SP2 and my SP3, throw my SP3 here, and coming out of cycle I will be doing medium, light, medium, and light, 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 medium, medium. Light should be able to power drain and steal some power, and the SP1 should be able to steal more power from him, and it should give me back up to an SP2. Re-parry to keep my combos up. I was just shy of an SP3, so I had to parry again to get it in, to get the extra combo in to push myself to an SP3. But basically that's the cycle that I'm used to doing. And going up to the mini boss island here, I will be taking a right side minis. First up, we have this Hulkbuster on recovery and vigorous assault, I believe. He's not duped, so he won't be gaining any regen buffs at the end. At least I don't think. Plan is just to use Doom. I do have to look out for his armor. I believe his armor up ability does sometimes fail your offensive abilities. I forget what the exact description is. Basically, sometimes he might be able to shrug off the shock debuffs if he has his armor up. So I just want to nullify his armor up and keep up the stagger to make sure the armor up buff doesn't come back. I don't quite do the normal Doom cycle here just because I'm worried about his armor up failing the passive stun when I come out of the Doom cycle. And I don't really want to push him to an SP2 either because I can't fully dex it, and if I block it, it becomes unblockable, and it's pretty bad. I think I've done it before in off season, and it's a bad cycle. But I was able to get the Doom cycle going here since his armor is down. It's a kind of a slow fight with Doom. At least I played it pretty slow. He was very liberal with throwing his SP1s, so I wasn't able to get the full Doom cycle going because he just kept on throwing his SP1s, which I don't mind. Very easy to bait and very easy to punish, and it does keep the fight in control. He's not gaining too much power or anything, but it does make the fight a little bit slower, but better safe than sorry. Alright, going to the next fight here, we have this M.O.D.O.K on Stunning Reflection and Polka Dot Power and Stun Vulnerability. I will be using Nick Fury. I didn't boost too big for these fights just because the three mini boss on the right side are all large or extra large champs, and they are affected by Protect node. So I didn't want to trigger Protect by any means. So I just threw on some health boost instead. Plan for this fight is just to do as many intercepts as I can and stay in my first life. If I do get pushed to my second life, it's okay. It's kind of like a backup, a safety net. If I get pushed to my second life, I don't have to worry about parrying him or getting stunned just because Nick Fury becomes stun immune. But I'm trying to keep up my intercepts in, and just because I want to be in my first life for the next fight, it's always nice to have a safety net at least. That's the way I think about it at least. And I'm okay with throwing my SP2 because the SP2 does stun the opponent. However, his SP2 does purify the debuffs, or any knockdowns does purify debuffs. So the stun will come off of Nick Fury pretty fast. So I wasn't worried about throwing my SP2. I did get clipped a few times here just from not being able to get some nice intercepts in. But that's basically my plan. I originally wanted to just deliberately go into second life, but it gets kind of risky when you're second life just because you're so low on health. It's only 30%. I do get clip here and it crits pretty bad, but I have a second life to fall on, so I'm not super worried. I'm throwing my SP1s back to back here just to regain some adrenaline health. But so far the fight is going okay, kind of sloppy. But I'm managing not to accidentally repairing or trigger parry, so that's what I'm happy about. Right here, I threw my SP2. I thought I had enough time before his shield came back on, but I didn't. So he took the whole block through it, but luckily I didn't get punished for it. So, and every time he does auto block, it does inflict a bleed on him. So it's Nick Fury, I would say, is a pretty good matchup against this M.O.D.O.K on this node. I believe I also used him to fight M.O.D.O.K in Abyss, so I got a good amount of practice in fighting M.O.D.O.K. So I was pretty comfortable with punishing his SP1, or not punishing, evading his SP1 from close distance. I used to not be comfortable doing that. I used to just finish my combo early and then throw him, and then bait out his SP1s. But after the Abyss, I was able to fully evade his SP1 from close distance, which is nice. But going to the next fight here, this is Hulk Immortal. I wasn't too worried about this fight. Initially, I was waiting for someone to come with a white Magneto pre-fight, just so I don't have to worry about the limber. But since I was still in my first life, I just thought I should be able to take it. Especially if I get into my second life and become unblockable, should be pretty easy to. Well, limber wouldn't be a problem because I could just hit into him. This fight does take me by surprise, actually, just because how poorly I played this fight, how I'm managing brute force. A lot of times he was pretty passive. The few times I fought him prior seasons, he was very open about throwing his SP1s, so I was able to have a very easy fight against him. But this fight, he just wasn't throwing his SP1s, so I had to take a lot of brute force damage, which does cut me down to pretty low health. And I am triggering Protect as well, so I'm trying to get some intercepts in to shut down the Protect, to make the fight go faster. So I'm kind of worrying too much at once, and I do get clipped here and I get into my second life, which is okay because now I'm close to an SP2. I can just throw them back to back and become unblockable, and the fight should be under control. I accidentally parry twice and just waste these limber, but the limber shouldn't matter. But I do need him to throw his SP1s. I don't want to push him to SP2s because I have no idea how to evade that fully, and I don't want to be taking his SP2 on the block on 30% health. But yeah, just dancing around. I think my unblockable went away just because the way he hit me into my second life. I was at like a weird number of charges, so when I threw my SP1s back to back, it got me up to like 2 Furies instead of unblockable. I don't exactly know what happened there, but right now I really needed him to throw his SP1. He does. I'm trying to get back to a my unblockable phase. Right now he's got 4 protection stacks, so I'm not doing any damage at all. So I need to become unblockable just so I can get some easy intercepts in to shut down the protection. So kind of not doing too well right now. I was able to get one nice intercept in here, very risky. I do need him to throw his SP1 or get myself to an SP1 and throw it to become unblockable. He's just not throwing it. I just finally get an opening here, finally become unblockable. Now I just need to bait out his SP1s. He's not throwing it, but now I can at least hit into him to reset the brute force timer, which I do. But it's not looking too well at the moment, but it's still a winnable fight. I was able to get a good intercept there and shut down the protection from here, but my hits just keep my mediums keeps tricking protections. But the end is near, it's almost there. I just need him to bait out a few more SV1s and the fight should be over. Most of the time when you have bleeds on him, it doesn't trigger, or assassin also prevents him from triggering his immortal ability. So that's what I'm hoping, that it'll just he would just drop when he gets 1 or 0%. But he doesn't. He actually does go into his immortal ability, which surprises me. So now I have to kind of work with that. He does have protect on. I'm trying to intercept, but I get clipped and I die. I don't know what happened there. I was so sure I got the intercept there, but I guess I was just a little bit too late. So he was able to clip me and just kill me from there. But I definitely should have had that solo. Should not have been that close at all. I had a lot of Alliance War potions expiring. I didn't manage my potion overflow too well, so I might as well just use them all up just to heal him up, even though he's just going to degen down. But I didn't want to take any chance, especially him going to second life. And especially I don't want to die to him again. So this time I'm trying to get some bleeds up on him, and luckily he didn't go into his immortality mode, and I was able to drop him from there. Definitely should have had that solo, but we had the win. It was a mismatch. We won by quite a lot. GG. Hoping I can not make any silly mistakes for next war or the future wars for this season. But already too many deaths for this season. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.